Hi everyone, welcome to Colouring with Kate. Thank you for joining me today. So I hope you're all doing well. So in this video I am going to hopefully colour this book and we'll see how far we get. I might even start on the buildings. So the plan is to use Neocolor II on the book itself. So I'm not completely happy with the colours I've picked, but I'm going to try to make it work. I am not just going to use Neocolor IIs. I think I'm going to use my Albrecht Durer pencils as well on top. So we'll see how it goes. Background was done in part 1, as you can see. I am happy with that actually. So the colours I've chosen for the Neocolors are Flesh. This one is a bit too bright. It's golden ochre, but we're going to try to use it anyway. And then I've got raw sienna, brown and olive brown, and then Vandyke brown as well. So what I'll do is I'll do, just so that I can get more done in one sitting, or one video should I say, because I really don't want to do a part 3, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to use the light flesh and I'm just going to go over the book, over the book quite literally. So I'll just pop that down and then just like a base, I guess. And this is going to be like, I want the book pages to look quite worn, you know, like an oldish book, quite an old book. So I'm just you probably can't see that very well at the moment, but because it is quite a light colour. Is this was it called light flesh or just flesh? It's just called flesh. So yeah, just pop that down. It is quite fairly quick using a crayon, but then like I said, I will be going over this as well using the Faber Castell Albrecht Durer pencils to add sort of detail and depth where necessary. Okay, so that looks like it's alright. Now I don't want too much of this golden ochre. It is quite bright, so I might just pop that on the top page, I think. Just like at the top here on the surface, on the top page. I don't know how else to describe it really, rather than put it elsewhere. And now we're going to use some raw sienna. So this I'm going to use excuse me, I'm just going to use, you know where Kerby's put his dark lines. I'm not worried about these little features here if I go over them, because I'll probably go over them with pencil later anyway. And so I'm adding the raw sienna to wherever I think it should be darker, which I'm using as my guidelines. The don't know what happens to my throat when I film. It's like I'm gonna act up because you're filming. So I'm just gonna add it where there's dark line art basically. And like I say, this is just like an initial indication of where colour is going. Right, next colour is the brown. So again, adding it to the areas where I believe it will be darker. It's a very cold day today in the UK. Very cold. It's actually snowed a little bit. Yes, it is January, so I'd expect it to be a bit cold. I cannot wait for spring. Excuse me. So yeah, there we go. And just a bit on this edge here where the edges of the page are. Because it's the edges of the page that books are quite, you know, where they age, I guess. Now a little bit of olive brown. I might just actually put that near the top because it is a bit of a different shade. And then the last colour is Vandyke brown. I might just put a little bit of that there, under there. And then there as well. Not too much of this because it's like the darkest colour. Okay, so now activating with my water brush. Now I've got a fine water brush here. Shall I bring you in a little bit so you can actually see better, and then I'll move my book where necessary. I do find this paper not too bad. If you don't go over the same area too much, I don't find it too bad to use watercolour on. Which is really good because I do like to use water mediums with on these books. So yeah, just getting in there. Now you can see it's quite light, can't you? Just what I'd expect. But like I say, I am going to use pencil on top. I just need to make sure I don't go over. I'm just doing this to sort of help put my finger like that onto the paper to just let it blend a bit more. So this paper is not sorry, I was off the camera then. It's not pre-prepared with you know, gesso or satin glazing liquid or anything. I'm just using it as it is really. So there's no the paper is not prepped basically. So just these edge bits. So what I'll do, in fact, shall I just do it on camera and not pause? What I'll do is just dissolve the remaining pigment here, and then what I might do is then get my Albrecht Durer watercolours, look at some appropriate colours. So I'm looking for similar colours. To the ones that I've used here, and I'm going to just add extra shading in areas and just add depth and make it look a bit more, I don't know, a bit better, I guess. This is just the base really. Right, so I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and then like I say, I'm going to pick out some of my Albrecht Durer colours. So this is what it looks like right now, one side. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I am back again, and the colours I've chosen from my Albrecht Durer pencils are green gold. It's actually one of my favourite polychromos and colours, and look what's just happened. So I'm going to sharpen that again. So that's a bit disappointing, but anyway, it's all right now. Okay, so this is actually my favourite colour, but yeah, you just saw that I just came off. I've got burnt ochre, brown ochre, what's this, Bistro? Not sure if I said that right, and burnt umber. So what we're going to do is just add a bit of the light colour, which is the green gold. It's quite bright actually, so I'm just going to add that just to these bits here, just these edges. Because I don't really want it to be too bright, really. I don't want all areas to be too bright, and that's it really. I might add a little bit just here on some of these, like just like a highlight type thing there. Okay, now going on to burnt ochre. So this is going to be added here. And also on this edge here on the page. I don't usually have breakages with my Faber Castell pencils, but the odd occasion, which happens, I guess. So, right. And then a bit of this as well. Darken it up in areas. So any bits which are, I believe, are quite light, I'm gonna put this in. Right, next we have the brown ochre. So I'm just gonna start with that. Adding that in places as well, especially near the darker areas, but not so much in the, the, what can you call it, the crease of the book, the binding part, because this is still not too much of a dark colour. But I might add it to like these edges of the page. So that's that. Maybe a bit more brown as well on the top. Double pages are quite a feat really to do, but if you use watercolour mediums it does make it quicker. But then obviously if you're going to add more stuff like shading, so this is my next, the Bistro pencil. Really don't know how to say it. It's spelled B-I-S-T-R-E. Right, I'm going to leave the darkest pencil for that bit there. Here. Now of course off camera I will do the, just just maybe a little bit in this edge here. On camera I will do just this side of the page, and off camera I will do the other side. Hopefully make it look similar. Alright, and then my darkest colour is burnt umber, so I'm just going to add that here. I don't know what colour I'm going to make, you know, the cover of the book. I'm not sure yet. I've not thought that far ahead. Again, just going to add the dark burnt umber to these edges here. I might have to do a part 3 considering how long this has taken me. Just a bit of shading down here, I think, where Kerby's put some dark lines. So yeah, I think I might have to do a part 3 where I do the building bits. But for the building bits, I'm just going to do use pencil, metallic shades, which basically thankfully provided by other colourists who have made some lovely blends, and I will credit them in the description in the video when I use their blends. And yeah, I'll just go with the second lightest colour here. So yeah, and I'll use metallic paint as well for some of the parts, of course. I just don't want the video to be too long because it takes quite long to upload when that is the case. Okay, so I don't even know if I should add water to this now. I think it looks alright the way it is. Not sure if it needs water. Well, I think I might just leave it like it is. I think that is, I don't even think I need to add water. So I might just leave it as it is and do the other side. Okay, so that is what it looks like, and I am going to do the other side exactly in the same way with the Neocolor IIs first, and then the Albrecht Dürer pencils, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the completed book part anyway. Okay guys, so this is where I'm at with the page. So I did the other side in exactly the same way. I used the Neocolor IIs, and then I used the Albrecht Dürer pencils in the shades that I used before. So what I'll do is in the description I will include the colours of Neocolor II that I used and the Albrecht Dürer pencils that I used. But I didn't activate the Albrecht Dürer pencils because I just thought it looked fine and more intense just as just the way it is at the moment, really. So what I decide now is, what I've decided now should I say, is, you know, this book binding bit, I might do that with some metallic gold paint, but before that actually let's just do this book binding bit. So I'm going to use my Albrecht Dürer pencils. This is brown ochre. I haven't done this, you know, this inner binding bit, so I might just put that in. And again, I might not activate this with with water, so Bistro again. I wonder how you say that word. If you know how to say it, if I'm saying it wrong, just let me know. How do you say the word? It's a nice colour, very nice colour. And then the darkest is the burnt umber. There we go, that's that. So let me show you. I'm just choosing a brush to use. I'm going to use my Winsor & Newton Zero watercolour brush, and then this set is the gold set from the Art Spirits. So I wasn't sure which gold I wanted, so I've got these three here. I think I'm going to go for the darkest one actually. I think I've just decided just this second which one I'm going to do. So I've let the water sit on there for about, I don't know, a minute maybe a little bit longer. I thought the actual book binding bit can be in this colour. I think it looks quite nice. Lovely deep colour. And then, yeah, I think we're going to carry on with that. Like that. I'm just going to make it go up to there, I think. I might make this a different gold, the edge, you know, the bottom edge of the book. So, just to give it a little bit of contrast. I don't know how long this video is, but I think I may just stop it here after I've done this bit and then do a part 3 for the other bit, the actual colouring some of the buildings. Obviously I won't be doing the entire thing because otherwise I'll be here forever. So I'm using another shade of gold in here, so I'm going to use it for this bottom bit, the cover of the book. So yeah, I'm intend to use, should I say, if I can speak, probably Prismacolor pencils and probably other pencils as well, but for the metallic colours that I'm trying to do, I'm going to use the Prismas and maybe some polychromas actually, and fine liners, gel pens and metallic paints. I can see myself using those supplies. It's very relaxing actually, watercolouring, quite a relaxing thing. I'm not really sure what else I think I'll use, you know. I do want it to look metallic, so I think I will use the, you know, the Castell Art, what's the name of it, the metallic pencils. Find it hard sometimes to concentrate, especially when I'm painting. It is actually quite hard to concentrate and talk at the same time when you are recording. So yeah, please do let me know what you are colouring at the moment. I would like to know what you're busy doing. So I think I'm going to do the rest of this off camera, just the other side of the page. So because it is quite boring you watching me do this. And then I'll be back and I'll show you the finished bit. Okay, so there it is. That's what the page looks like at the moment. So yeah, I did use 2 coats just to make sure, 2 coats of the paint just to make sure, you know, that it's quite opaque. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. I'm not entirely happy with how this book looks though. I don't know, I don't think it looks as good as it should do. So what I might do is use some Prisma pencils actually and add a little bit more shading, I think. So I might do that. So yeah, bear with me while I pick some colours and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so I've picked out some Prismas. I've got Jasmine for PC 1012 for the light bits, and I've got Bronze PC 1028. I've got, I think this is Burnt Umber PC 941 and Sepia 948. So we're going to start by using the Jasmine for just again showing this bit. I'm just going to put this in some light bits. So this often is what happens with my colouring, is that I decide to use a particular medium. I don't know how it's going to turn out, and if I'm not happy with it, then I will just use something else or work with it until I am happy with it. I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit washed out, so I'm using Prismas to just make it a bit more vivid, I guess. I've got the bronze now that I'm going to use in just some parts where just going over it. And I'm just adding it in certain areas just so there's a bit more pigment. I'm going to do the same here as well, you know, the book edge, the edge of the book. And actually I might add that Jasmine right in the centre here, where I want it to be the lightest. Now for some brown. So these aren't the darkest bits, but they're probably the second darkest bits, so I think I'm gonna, I hope that paint's dry. I didn't check. Don't want to smear that everywhere. So I'm just using medium pressure at the moment. A bit maybe on this edge. I should have used a pencil extender for this one, but. And then the darkest, which was the sepia, I'm going to add here right in the corner. And then I'll bring you in a little bit as well. You can see what I am doing. So yeah, just really darkening that up like that. Even this bit here, which is black. Just a little bit on these edges. and then here as well. Right, what's that looking like? I think that's better than the other side. Let's just have a little comparison. Maybe you can't tell on camera, but me looking at it, I can tell a little bit of a difference. I like it better than I liked it before, so I am going to just do the same thing here on the other side. Whoops. And yeah, that's it really. I'm just going to do the same thing on this side, using my Jasmine to brighten some bits up. I guess I'm just getting rid of the main white bits of the paper and adding a little bit of depth where I think there should be. And then now I'll probably mess a little bit more with this off camera, just finishing this off, but that's it really. That's the book done. That part of it, reasonably happy with it, but I think the page will come more alive once we start on this. So I'm going to do that bit in part 3. Like I said, I will be using Prismas. Hopefully I will be using the Castell metallic pencils. I'll be using metallic paint and possibly some fine liners as well, that we will see. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end, I really appreciate it. Until next time, take care, happy colouring, bye.